Hello everyone, my name is Teacher Fatma Rafia and today's lesson is about covering letter. But before we start, feel free to bring some paper and pen to write down some notes or to pause the video if you need to read the information presented. Also, the PowerPoint presentation will be available on the website learnersutopia.wordpress.com, so you can also download it and access it. Now, in order for us to understand today's lesson, we need to know the meaning of a covering letter. So what is a covering letter? A covering letter, from its name, is a letter that you send with your CV to give more information about yourself. And this information includes your experience, your skills, qualities, and qualifications. And we will learn more about those 4 terms later in the lesson. Why do we have to write a covering letter and send it with our CV? There are 2 main reasons to why we should write a covering letter. And the first reason is the covering letter gives information that the CV does not give, like the position that you are applying for and why you are applying for it. And the second reason is the covering letter explains the skills that match the position you are applying for, so it gives you a higher chance of being employed and convincing the reader that you are a good candidate for this job. Now let's look at the 4 elements of a covering letter. The 4 elements are qualifications, experience, personal qualities, and skills. So let's start off with the qualifications. Qualifications means your education or your degree. So what did you study in university? So if you have studied marketing, then your qualification is a degree in marketing. Or if you have studied English language, then your qualification is a degree in English language. The second element is experience, and experience is the knowledge that you gain from work or doing an activity. So let's say, for example, that you have worked for a company for 2 years, then that is your experience. Or you have volunteered for 2 months in a center or an organization, then that also is your experience and the knowledge that you have gained from working in that place. The third element is personal qualities, and personal qualities is your personality or characteristics. And those include being hardworking, being ambitious, being passionate, being committed, being determined. And the last element is skills. Skills means the ability to do something. And when you're applying for a job, there are 2 types of skills. The first type is hard skills. And hard skills are skills that you can quantify, that you can measure, like cooking skills, programming, and your language. And the second type is soft skills, and those are interpersonal skills, like teamwork, like leadership, like communication. So those are the 4 elements of a covering letter: qualification, experience, personal qualities, and skills. Now, since we know the elements of a covering letter, we need to learn how to write a covering letter. This is an example of a covering letter. Let's look at the top here. So on the right, you are going to write the sender's information, which is your information, your address, the country, telephone, and email on the top right. And on the top left, you are going to write the receiver's information. So who are you sending it to? You have the name, the position of the person, the company they work in, the place, and then you have to write the date. So on the top right, you write the sender's, your information, your address, and on the top left, you write the receiver's address. And then you start with the greeting. So, dear Mrs. Amal, or the name that is provided in the job ad. And then you start with the reason for writing. So, I am writing to apply for the position of social media manager advertised in Gulf Daily News on 19th February. So you're going to write the position from the job ad, and then where did you see it? For example, is it a newspaper or is it a magazine? And the date it was advertised. And then you're going to mention your qualifications. So I am a graduate with a bachelor's in marketing. And it has to match the position that you're applying for. because it doesn't make sense if you are an engineer and you want to apply for the position of a social media manager. So your degree has to match the position you are applying for. And then you can also mention your interests or your hobbies. So you can say, I enjoy being up to date to what is happening in the marketing world. And then you mention your experience. So I have worked for 2 years in Zain Company. In my previous job, I was responsible for the Instagram account of Zain Telecommunication Company, and I have increased the followers to 1 million in 2 months. I have also designed advertisements and promoted different services. So don't only mention the years of your experience, also give examples of what you have done in your previous job. And then you move on to mentioning your personal qualities. So I am hardworking, committed, and extremely motivated. And after the personal qualities, then you mention your skills. In addition, I have excellent communication skills. I can talk to people effectively, and I enjoy working with a team. I also have organizational skills as I am able to focus on important tasks and finish them on time, as well as I am an expert in computer skills and managing different programs. So as you can see here, we have mentioned 2 types of skills. We have the soft skills here, which are communication skills and organizational skills, and an example of hard skills, which is computer skills. And then you move on to the concluding sentence. Please find enclosed my CV. If you require any further information, please do not hesitate to contact me. I look forward to hearing from you. And then the signing off, yours sincerely, your name, and then the position. So this is a model answer of a covering letter. Now let's move on to what type of question you might get in the exam. Reading the question is very important because you can get a lot of information that you're going to write in the letter from the question. So let's have a look here at this example. Write a covering letter on the job ad below. Your name is Noura Ali and your address is P.O. Box 3252, Manama, Bahrain. So this is the information you're going to write on the top right. This is the sender's information, your information. And then we move on to the job ad. ABC Electronics, P.O. Box 647, Manama, Bahrain. This is the receiver's information. So this is the company and then the address of the receivers. And then at the end, you can also see the name of the person you are sending this letter to and the position. So this is what you are going to write on the top left, the receiver's information. Now let's look at the job ad. We are looking for a dynamic office manager. So the position you are applying for is office manager to join our unique team. Our office managers are responsible for organizing all the administrative activities of the office, including the organizing of people, information, and other resources. So as you can see here, since they've mentioned organizing, the organizational skills are important for this job. This is a skill that you can mention in the covering letter. In the second paragraph, all applicants should be university graduates with a high proficient written and spoken English. So this is your degree, and you can also write that you have a degree in English language, which makes you proficient in writing and speaking English. And then they must be self-motivated and able to work to tight deadlines with good IT skills, good communication, and a clean driving license. So here you have the personal quality that you are self-motivated. You can also add that you are hardworking and that you are committed. And then you have the skills. This is the hard skill, the IT skill, and the soft skill, communication skill. You can also add the driving skill. So as you can see, you can get a lot of information that you can include in the covering letter. So it is very important to read the question carefully and the job ad and to extract the important information from it. Now, following the model answer of writing a covering letter, write a covering letter answering this question and applying for the job of office manager, and you can always send it to my email, which will be written below, so I can mark it and give it back to you. If you have any questions, then you can also contact me or send me an email asking for more information. After writing your covering letter, then you can just comment about how confident you are now about applying for a job on a scale from 1 to 10. And hopefully it's a 10. Thank you so much for listening, and good luck with writing a covering letter.